channel. My name is Jamie and this is Let's Talk About It. So today I am here with another cooking video. Today's video is all about latchkey kid meals. Guys, if you don't know what a latchkey kid is, it is a child that is entrusted with the house key to go home alone after school and kind of fend for themselves until the parents get home from work. You know what I mean? Like, nothing dangerous. It was very popular in the 80s and 90s when I did it, and it has originated since the late 1930s, early 1940s, when men had to leave their families and go into World War II, and the women had to go to work, and that meant the kids had to come home by themselves. So this latchkey kid term has been around for quite a while. The meals that latchkey kids made up, we kind of got to like experiment. After you did the, microwave thing for a while, the Hot Pocket thing, you kind of got bored and you wanted to actually like cook hot meals for yourself. And that's what I started doing once I was entrusted with the stove. So today I'm gonna cook 3 meals for you that I cooked when I was a kid, and I honestly haven't had these since I was a kid, so I'm not sure how I'm gonna like it today, but like I'm dying to try these meals because I haven't had them in years.
Okay, so here we are with our first meal, and our first meal is Steakhums. Guys, who remembers Steakhums? These things always boggled my mind. I never knew like what they were. Like, I knew they were steak, but what was the part? I always wondered that. Did you? Yeah, so they came frozen, like you see here, almost like hamburgers do, with the wax paper in between, and it's kind of hard to separate them because they're so thin. So I kind of had to go get a knife because I started to like break them, as you can see here. So I just kind of ran the knife through and it separates like that. And I took like 4 strips out because these are like hella thin. Like if you just do one, it's kind of just like a bite of steak. So I just took enough for a sandwich, which was like 4, I think. And yeah. So then I took an onion and I just kind of chopped it up with the rings, kind of just like this. And I put my onions to the side. Next, I took a yellow pepper and I just cut it in strips, and I also set those aside. Okay, so then I took a bulky roll and I set that aside because that's what we're going to put our sandwich on, and 2 pieces of cheese. And now we're over at the stove, and you're going to take a little bit of olive oil and get that heated up. Okay, so now once your olive oil is all heated up, you're going to take your vegetables, throw them in there, and get them nice and soft. Alright, so now that these vegetables are all softened up, I'm going to take them out of my pan and put them aside because we have to move on to the next item that we're going to cook. Alright, so next we're going to grill our bun. We're going to take mayonnaise and spread it on the bun and grill it instead of butter. This works so well. I love it. A lot of restaurants use this on your food and you probably don't even realize it, but the taste is much better than butter, I promise you. Alright, so here we are with the buns. Look at how nice and crispy these buns look. They look absolutely gorgeous. We're going to put them on a plate and set them aside because now we're going to add in the Steakhums. They're very thin, as you can see, and they're frozen, but they don't take very long to cook. The only thing the directions said was make sure there's no pink, so that's what I'm going to do. I don't mind a little bit of crispiness to them because I'm a little wigged out with mushy meat. I don't know why I'm like that, but I just am. But you can see them cooking here, and it looks pretty good. I have my onions and peppers all ready to go on top once they're done cooking. All right, so over here you can kind of see this starting to brown up and start to look really good. At this point, you can start to chop it up as if it's a sub, like a shredded steak and cheese sub, but I decided to just leave it in like a little like square sandwich shape. And I'm about to add the peppers and onions on top over here, and it's starting to look really good, guys. And then I'll take my 2 pieces of cheese, put them on top, and I'm going to put a cover on it to steam melt the cheese so nothing really burns on the bottom. All right, so this looks just about done. Doesn't this look amazing? Smells even better. I am so ready to check this out. All right, so here we are with our second sandwich, and it's going to be bologna, guys. I'm using Oscar Mayer regular bologna. And we're going to take 1 onion and you are going to dice it really small, just like this, really, really small, because we're going to put it in a sauce. You're going to take your pan, you're going to heat up your olive oil nice and hot. Once it's nice and hot, you're going to add in your onions. You want your onions to get nice and soft before you add in the next ingredient. So make sure you get them soft because you don't want the onions to have any sort of crunch to them. All right, so now that your onions are nice and soft, you're going to add in about 1 cup of ketchup. That will make enough for 2 sandwiches. Stir that in and get it all mixed together. Then you're going to add in 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, a little bit of water to thin it out, some salt, some pepper, then some water again, stir it up, and it makes a nice little sauce. You want to let this get nice and hot and mix together for about 10 minutes. All right, so we're back at the cast iron pan, and we're going to take our bun and we're going to put our mayonnaise on it and grill it to perfection. Put that to the side. Now you're going to take 2 pads of butter and melt it in the same pan until it's nice and golden brown. Now that your butter is all melted, you're going to take your bologna and you're going to make an X marks the spot in the middle. That's going to allow the heat to run through the middle of your bologna so it won't like bubble up too much and you won't have like an uneven cook. So lay your 4 pieces down and let them fry for about, I don't know, maybe like a minute on each side. All right, so these look just about perfect. I'm going to take them and put them on my bun. I'm going to layer them all on top of each other like stacked. All right, so here we are with our ketchup and onion sauce, and we're gonna smother the top of our bologna sandwich with the ketchup and onion sauce. All right, so here we are with our third and final meal of the day, and it is an English muffin pizza. All I did was take Thomas's English muffins and I cut it in half. I do like Thomas's because it has the nooks and crannies where all the fun stuff like falls in. So yeah, I tend to use those. And we have some squeezable pizza sauce because it is Latchkey. And I have some Italian style shredded cheese. We're going to go over to the toaster oven. We're going to put our English muffins in there and get a pre-toast going on. Now we're going to take them out. They look perfect. We're going to take our squeeze sauce and we're going to just squeeze some of that on there. Like so. Get a spoon, mix it in evenly. There's no need to make a mess here. And now you're going to get your cheese and you're going to top your English muffin with some cheese. And just put it back in your toaster oven, I'd say for about 5 minutes. Wow, guys, look at how nice they came out. Yummy. They came out perfect. I'm dying to see what these taste like. Yum. And last but not least, we need something to drink, so I got myself some Capri Suns. I used to love these as a kid.
Okay, guys, so there we have it. That is how you make my 3 meals. We have the Steakhums with cheese and peppers and onions. We have the fried bologna sandwich with hot ketchup sauce with onions. And then we have homemade English muffin pizzas in the toaster oven. And these were really 3 very popular meals with me that I wanted to have after school. So, yum. Let's try these out. So the first one is the Steakhums. Guys, I haven't had Steakhums in years. Right, so I took out some mustard because I like mustard on my steak and cheese sandwiches. A lot of people use these for steak and cheese sandwiches. It's kind of what I made already, except I didn't chop it up like you do with steak and cheese. But it's an easy way to make a steak and cheese at home. Mustard is kind of like a definite with this sandwich. It's good. The Steakhums were easy to make, but they made a mess if you've seen all the grease and stuff. But other than that, they're really good. They're kind of like a weird mystery. They're like flat and there's like wax paper in between them to keep them from sticking, and it's definitely a weird invention, and I don't know when it came out. It must have came out in like the 50s or 60s, I'm not sure, but it's definitely good. It's probably not good for you. None of the things here that I cooked today are good for you, but this is for fun, and this is what I used to eat when I was a kid, guys, and this is good. This Steakhum sandwich is a win. I may actually make that for me like more often. Okay, so another favorite of mine was these. I love Capri Suns, and I love that no matter what flavor you were drinking, inside here it's always clear. It's not like there's no color to the juice. That used to bug me out when I was a kid. I was like, it tastes like strawberry, it should be pink. So let's try this. This is a fried bologna sandwich, and everybody eats fried bologna like everywhere in the world, I feel. I think it's like a very popular breakfast item at a breakfast restaurant. You can get fried bologna, but here it is right here. I took a few pieces so it like makes like a nice hearty sandwich. Wow. Wow. Now I know why I used to love that when I was younger. The sauce that I made is really good. It is very reminiscent to a sloppy Joe, kinda. That's what it tastes like it, but it's like, but with fried bologna. And the fried bologna is like, kind of like a hot dog almost, you know what I mean? It's so good. I can't wait to try more. Wow. Wow, I can't even believe I haven't eaten that in like, I don't know, 30 years or some shit like that. I'm definitely gonna do this sandwich more often. I'm gonna dunk it in more of the sauce. The sauce is what makes it. You see all that sauce? Oh, that sauce is so good. Literally can't believe how good that is. Now, the third sandwich, well, not a sandwich, the third thing that we used to make was this. And this is an English muffin pizza. Now, these were very popular in my house because my dad had worked for the Thomas's English Muffin Company. So these things were in our house all the time. And we put so much on these things, but we did make pizzas. And that was always a home run with me because I love pizza like so much. So yeah, yummy. Look at that. I must say, being a Latchkey kid, I came up with some good stuff. Let me show you a honorable mention that I did not cook. Hold on. Honorable mention was these microwave French fry Orida boxes. These were really, really a big hit in my house. After school, you pop these in the microwave and you have like french fries, which was really nice. But in this video, I kind of just wanted to cook the items that I actually used to cook after I got out of the microwaving phase. You know, you get kind of sick of microwave food and you're like, I'm gonna cook something today when I get home from school. And these are the meals that I came out with. I like them. I'm gonna have to say my favorite one that because I haven't had any of these in a long time, and I'll have to say, first of all, I didn't even know they made Steakhums anymore until I seen them in the grocery store, and I was like, what? I haven't seen them since freaking the 90's. I loved the fried bologna sandwich with the hot ketchup sauce. Yeah, it's almost just like a sloppy joe without the hamburger, but you add bologna instead. So it's nothing like a sloppy joe. Guys, were you latchkey kids? If you were, comment down below. Let me know what meals you guys made up. I'm sure you guys had some big time fails like I did. I would make up these contraptions and it was just, no, not edible, and we'd throw them out, and thank God our mother wasn't home to see the waste. It was a lot of trial and error to become a latchkey kid cook, but I did it. I did a few meals and I liked them. And I never went hungry. So guys, if you liked this video, please press like, subscribe, and I'll see you later.